Preparing for the new year and the annual celebration that comes with it, and a preview of the new legislative session at the state capitol. It begins in less than a week's time. You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. If we keep up at this pace, whatever snow we got over the past several weeks may be gone in just a matter of days. Temperatures today well above average once again. So how long will this warmer weather stick around? Meteorologist Greg Barnhart has our certified most accurate forecast. Greg?
Yeah, pretty much we've lost a lot of snow to the south, and we still got some snow here, but definitely we were in the 50s, 52 actually. So it's been warm. Right now we're still sitting at 50 degrees. You got to get all the way up to northern Wisconsin to get below freezing. 60 was the high in Milwaukee today too. So the good news is, like I said, if you zoom into Madison, we're all sitting right around in the 50s. A little bit cooler as you get to the outside areas of the mid to upper 40s, but still well above average. Close to the record today. 54 was the record. We were hit 52, so not that far off. The one thing we're watching tonight is fog potential. With the amount of moisture we've lifted with the amount of snow that's melted up to the north, they're starting to get some fog with a front coming through. So something to keep an eye on later tonight. We might see that. Precipitation-wise, with this front that's kind of well back to the west, it will see some of that come through, but a lot of it's going to fall apart. Overall visibility there, too, you can see, is become a little bit more widespread in the Midwest. Southerly winds ahead of it. That's the front coming through. You can see the winds shift to the west as you get further up into Minnesota. We'll see a wind shift probably after midnight. As you see the temperature trend, you're going to enjoy midnight. It's still going to be around 47, but then we're going to crash those temperatures pretty quick. By the time you wake up, we'll be back down to 34. Once again, this average low is still in the low teens, so it's not that bad. Big picture-wise, there's the system that's coming through. Once this gets through, we're tracking another maybe opportunity for some rain come New Year's Eve and maybe something bigger after that. I'll break that down a little bit later in the broadcast.
Greg, thank you. And a developing story tonight. Law enforcement in Juneau County investigating a murder-suicide. Police were first called to the home in Plymouth Township last night around 9 o'clock. When officers entered the home, they found a man and woman dead inside. They have not been identified. Investigators say the woman was shot. The man died of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Police say it is an isolated incident. Next at 6, the year coming to an end, and lots of celebrations are planned in downtown Madison's bar and restaurant scene. Police and local businesses are preparing for more people on State Street and throughout the Capitol Square area than they saw the last couple of years. Our Catherine Merck spoke with those who will be working on New Year's Eve about how they'll try to keep everyone safe to start the new year. Catherine?
Well, Eric, this Saturday is the night to bid farewell to the old year. And this weekend, we'll see lots of people on State Street and throughout downtown Madison doing just that. So with all the extra celebrations, the police and the local businesses are making extra efforts to keep people safe.
Come on in and celebrate with us.
At Tipsy Cow on the Capitol Square, New Year's Eve is the time for a toast to the new year.
We're usually pretty busy on New Year's Eve. One of the biggest bar nights of the year.
The Madison Police Department knows it'll be a big night for drinking throughout downtown.
And we know everybody likes to go out and have fun on New Year's Eve, right? We see a lot of alcohol-related incidents on New Year's Eve.
MPD says the department will have about 30 extra officers coming in to cover calls for service on New Year's Eve night.
And we know historically that there's increased calls for service, disturbances, especially in our downtown entertainment area. So we tend to move our patrol shifts to start at a later hour to cover some of those calls for service that are going to come in around that, 12 p.m. to 3 a.m. type.
It's not just the police making safety the priority.
We do have, posted behind the bar numbers for local law enforcement, non-emergency numbers.
It's the goal of everybody involved to make sure everyone can ring in 2023 as safely as possible.
Tell us Happy New Year. We're out there too. These folks are working long hours and it's cold, and we really want everyone to stay safe.
So prepare for crowds, and otherwise, just keep your wits about you and behave yourself a little bit, but also have a great time.
The police department and the other bars and restaurants that we spoke to said some of the big factors that'll draw in some bigger crowds than we've seen in previous years could be because of the warmer temperatures that Greg was talking about earlier, and also because of the eased COVID restrictions throughout this past year. Reporting live in Madison, I'm Catherine Merck for News 3 Now.
Catherine, thank you. And this New Year's, the Tavern League of Wisconsin says more than 2,000 member establishments are again offering a free ride home to keep our travelers safe. Last year, the Tavern League Safe Ride program provided more than 42,000 free rides home. The program has provided over 1 million rides since back in 2004. Next tonight, the Madison Police Department asking for help identifying a man seen in this photo here. He is accused of robbing a woman last night outside of her home on the east side. This is on Tony Drive near Glacier Hill Park. The woman told police she was parked in her garage unloading her vehicle when the man came through an open door, held a scissors to her throat. The man stole her keys and wallet. Governor Tony Evers today announcing he has recently pardoned an additional 171 people, bringing his total to 774 since taking office 4 years ago. During his first term, Governor Evers set the record for most pardons issued by any Wisconsin governor in contemporary history. For a full list of those pardons, head to channel3000.com. In less than a week's time, the new legislature will be sworn in, starting a new session. And if you're new to Wisconsin politics and don't know what to expect, well, political reporter Will Keneally has the answer for you. Will?
That's right. To help answer that question of what to expect this upcoming session, we posed that to the state's Assembly Speaker. He's been in the Assembly since 2004 and is the state's longest serving Assembly Speaker. Been in that office for a decade. He wanted new politicos to know the legislature tries to keep a bright line between the campaigning and governing seasons. That's to keep the campaign bluster away from the lawmaking. But he says sometimes the lawmakers still do bicker.
Ultimately, we are a 50-50 state. We are super competitive, which means you're going to hear arguing. But arguing isn't a bad thing, right? You want to hear people each having a broad brush of ideas, and at the end, you make a decision.
He says that arguing helps usher through better laws. He also stressed the importance of listening to ideas from all sides. And the big thing that you'll hear a lot about this year will be the state budget. Wisconsin took in more money than it was expecting, by more than $6.6 billion by the end of next summer. Now lawmakers get to decide just how to spend it.
Will, thank you. Those hoping to check out a new section of the Ice Age Trail along the Portage Canal will have to wait until next year to do so. Most of the work on the new trail along the canal is done, but the city is delaying its opening until it can get the remaining equipment it needs to safely light the area. The city's public works director told us this afternoon that may not be until May or June, but he hopes it will be sooner. The new trail is part of a larger long-term revitalization of the canal.
It breathes, like you said, just a ton of life into the area itself. I think that recreation is just huge, and all communities throughout the state are constantly looking for ways to improve their recreation opportunities for the public.
We also got an update today on a separate canal-related project in the city. The city initially proposed removing a pedestrian bridge over the canal, which upset some people who live nearby. Instead of it tearing it down now, a city committee has decided to move ahead with simply repairing it. A driver in Milwaukee, just outside American Family Field, got an early Christmas gift last week, a life-saving rescue from emergency crews who sprang into action when she veered into an icy retention pond in Milwaukee. Michelle Fiore has the story.
It almost sounded like she dropped the cell phone, and all I heard was like water rushing around.
2 nights before Christmas Eve, Rebecca McAleese got a call this dispatcher with 20 years on the job won't soon forget.
It was definitely one of the most memorable and scariest calls that I've ever taken.
DOT camera shows the moment this car veered off the highway across from the ballpark, landing in the middle of a retention pond.
So her car was able to hold on the outskirts. Once it reached the middle, that's when the vehicle fell through.
The driver was frantic, telling dispatch that she feared she was going to die. She says she was cut off in traffic, and that is how she wound up here. Days later, the tracks are still evident. So is the area right in the middle where her car began to sink.
She kept telling me she was going to die. She truly thought she was going to die. And I just had to keep reassuring her and say, just stay with me, talk with me.
Dispatch told the driver to remain as still as possible so water would flow in at a slower pace. We obtained the incident report within minutes of the 911 call. Icy water is already up to her chest, but the dive team pulls up.
My sponsor and seeing looks like the vehicle's still occupied. One thing, the vehicle came off the freeway into the pond.
I just remember it was a really cold night. Our crews on scene actually broke one of the windows, the driver window, and was able to pull her out.
So just knowing that, hearing that on the site channels or on the radio channels that they've made the rescue and that she's still alive it's a sense of satisfaction that I did what I needed to do.
To give a family back their loved one, and she's up, walking, talking, to this day, that's a huge win for us.
That was Michelle Fiore reporting, and Milwaukee firefighters say they're looking to hire more emergency dispatchers. Still ahead tonight at 6, an update on the Southwest Airlines debacle as we learn more about some of the extremes people are going through to get back home. Stay with us.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean...
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call about the $9.95 plan? I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Sometimes we just need a reminder not to take today for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day to call for free information about Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month. There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason. This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. The $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in for life. Don't put it off. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. So call now.
Call 1-800-290-3399 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-290-3399. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-290-3399. 1-800-290-3399. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. Southwest flight cancellation frenzy continues, but hopefully there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Today, the airline says it expects a full schedule come tomorrow. This after canceling another 2,300 flights today. And we're hearing more about the unique ways people are finding their way home. When a Milwaukee woman drove to St. Louis to pick up her stranded friend, she also ended up giving a lift to others who were stuck. Sarah McGrew has the story.
These Wisconsinites all spent Christmas in different places, but on Monday ended up in a car together from St. Louis to Milwaukee. It started on Friday as Bob Mayer was making his way back to the Cream City from Houston.
I was supposed to get back into Milwaukee right around 10 o'clock, 9:30, so I could spend Christmas at home.
He was flying on Southwest.
They canceled that flight.
He was rescheduled for Christmas Eve, only to have that flight canceled. He rebooked again and again and eventually got to St. Louis via New Orleans at 2 a.m. the day after Christmas. Then it started happening again.
And then I looked at the monitor and all these flights were being canceled and my flight was delayed already.
He called his neighbor, Jenny Summers, back in Horicon, Wisconsin.
He said, you know, I don't know if I have a flight for 11 o'clock, but I don't think it's going to happen. And I said, well, you know, I told you if you need me to, I'll come get you.
So Jenny started the 6-hour drive to the St. Louis airport and told Bob if there was anyone else that needed a ride, she'd pick them up too. Enter Alex Tick and his wife, who were stuck in St. Louis due to Southwest cancellations on the way back to Milwaukee from a Cancun Christmas vacation.
That's when Bob approached me from the other side of the bar. He had seen my Packer hat and, you know, nice Wisconsin guy, assumed I was going to Milwaukee.
When Jenny arrived to the St. Louis airport at midnight, they piled in her car and began the drive home. Alex offered to take the wheel.
Found out we had a decent amount in common, so it was fun, and made a couple new friends that we didn't expect to make.
You know, it's just the right thing to do. I can't just leave people stranded down there.
But they are also still waiting to hear from Southwest about how the airline plans to right the holiday travel wrongs.
And Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has gotten involved in the thousands of flights that Southwest canceled. He says the airline has agreed to compensate affected passengers. Well, when we come back, we'll check out a massive 40-foot tall snowman welcoming visitors to a northern Wisconsin town. And later, your updated forecast, how long this warmer than average weather will stick around. That's next.
Furniture and Appliance Mart is having its biggest New Year's appliance sale ever. This weekend only. Save up to $700 on Frigidaire packages. Washer and dryer pairs start at $10.99. Over-the-range microwaves start at just $2.29. At Furniture and Appliance Mart, inside Ashley off the Beltline in East Springs Drive.
Add character from floor to ceiling with help from Menards. Upgrade your home today with Shaw Flooring. From soft and luxurious carpet to durable laminate flooring or waterproof vinyl plank, save big on Shaw Flooring. Find your style with Patriot Lighting. Ceiling fans make a beautiful addition to any room while helping you save on energy costs year-round. Save big money on Patriot Lighting ceiling fans right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot. Start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
It's the Planet Fitness You Can Still Join a Gym in 2022 sale. Now through December 30th, join for just $1 down, $10 a month, and you can still do that thing you said you do 11 and a half months ago. All with no commitment, cancel anytime. Get tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. It's not too late. This can still be your year. Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and pay nothing until January 17th. Hurry, deal ends Friday, December 30th.
Why get the updated COVID-19 vaccine? Because life's a little better when we're all boosted. It's the best way to protect yourself from COVID-19's most serious effects, especially if you're over 50 or have a weaker immune system. Give your health a boost. Find the updated COVID-19 vaccine near you at dhs.wisconsin.gov/vaccine.
Ashley is having its biggest New Year's sale ever. This weekend only. Save up to 85% off furniture. Plus, take an additional 10% off when you spend $2,000 or more. And free platinum delivery. This weekend only at Ashley. You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. We are getting an update from Dane County leaders about the ongoing Suck the Muck initiative. Today, they say more than 25,000 pounds of sediment has been removed from area creeks and streams this year as part of an effort to improve water quality and reduce the risk of future flooding. Since its introduction in 2017, Suck the Muck has removed nearly 60,000 tons of sludge containing an estimated 180,000 pounds of phosphorus. Frosty the Snowman has some competition this year. A giant snowman named Snowy Cromer is making the Minocqua Visitors Bureau his home. Jade Fleury from our news partners up in Wausau tells us why there's no place like Minocqua to build a snowman.
If this is any indicator of how tall Snowy Cromer is, I'm about 6 feet tall and the snowman is towering over me. The Minocqua Visitors Bureau tells me it took some teamwork from the community to get Snowy settled in.
We love having the snowman here every year. He's a great attraction.
Standing almost 40 feet tall, Snowy Cromer welcomes all visitors coming into Minocqua on Highway 51.
This is day 3 of our Snowy Cromer build.
Snowmy's last winter appearance was back in 2019. His life depends on the amount of snow the area receives.
Obviously, we rely on Mother Nature for that, and she has outdone herself this year.
Then community members come in to help collect snow for Snowy.
He gets filled up with a backhoe and a bunch of guys coming out to, I like to call it stomping the grapes. They push all the snow down around the edges.
Snowmy's base is held together by hundreds of feet of wooden snow fencing.
Then we take the fencing off, and that's always fun trying to pry that off of a frozen snowman.
The Minocqua Fire Department lends a helping hand in securing Snowmy's base.
Then we have the fire department come over and dump about 600 gallons of water on the first layer. We let that freeze overnight, and then the second layer goes on, and then the third layer goes on the second day.
Snowy Cromer is named after Stormy Cromer, the hat company in Michigan.
It's great for tourism. People love to come and see him.
That was Jade Fleury reporting. Snowy Cromer is also so popular, he even has his own merchandise at the Visitors Bureau, and that money earned goes toward paying for the fencing for future snowmen. Well, snow around here is vanishing quickly. Here's meteorologist Greg Barnhart. Greg?
Yeah, I don't think that snowman would survive around here right now. It'd be a sloppy mess going on. But yeah, the one thing we had some ice buildup with the last cold snap. Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot because of the snow cover on it. So something to keep in mind of with ice right now, it's probably not that great to be on it. As you see, you need at least 5 to 6 inches to get mostly safely some vehicles on, and once you get up to 12 inches, then you can. But right now, definitely keep an eye on that. We're not going to really cool down for the next week, so I'd probably stay off the ice as much as possible. Seasonal temps, we are going to be warm probably for at least the next year. As we start the next year at least, average temp right now should be 28. We may briefly return to 30s tomorrow, but 40s, even 50s come back. So it's not going to be any cold snap coming anytime soon. We still got some drizzle or shower tonight or even patchy fog. I'll get more details on that for tonight as we have a front coming through. And then we have a chance for more snow, rain mix coming maybe New Year's Eve into New Year's Eve night. Something to keep an eye on. Nothing significant, but once again, if you're out and about, something to keep in mind. We have this low kind of lifting up. We have a cold front to the west that's going to come through. Ahead of it, we had warm air. We'll have a few showers here maybe this evening into early tonight. Once we get the front to come through, that's when the temps will drop overnight. We'll clear out tomorrow. Average seasonal day, it'll be not as warm as today, but still won't be that cold. There's not a ton of cold air behind this. And then as we get to the next system coming New Year's Day, you can see it. It's not that impressive, but it's going to swing a little area of precipitation up through here as we get towards Saturday evening into night. Maybe a little bit of a mix down here, a little bit more snow up to the north, but overall, it's not going to be a huge system to watch. For tonight, the temps really are not going to start falling until we get past midnight. So if you're up about midnight, we'll still be around 47 in Madison. Then we'll start turning those temperatures down, so when you wake up tomorrow morning, we're in the low 30s. Once again, average low for this time of year is in the teens, so we're still well above average, even though it is colder. You'll notice tomorrow won't be as warm, but still above average with 35, 36 degrees for most areas. We'll have some fog, maybe potential even tomorrow night. Speaking of fog, we got that already starting to form. The front coming through may drop visibility once again with some fog, especially out east. If you're out and about tonight, just something to keep in mind, especially as you go tomorrow morning. There is some fog potential out there just because of all the moisture we added from the melting snow. Snow-wise for that system coming New Year's Eve, New Year's night, we do have a little bit to the north, maybe less than an inch. Once again, you go further north, maybe 1 to 2 inches. It's not a significant system, but once again, if you're out and about that night celebrating, something to keep in mind of, it might be a little bit wet, and this is really early in the night. Once we get past to midnight, we should be probably okay with that. That's with the snow. Driving-wise, just to give you an idea, we're going to deal with the fog this evening. We could deal with fog tomorrow, but once we get to noon tomorrow, it should be actually good driving conditions too. Overall, the roads-wise, it's not going to be a problem to speak of. The 10-day, as I told, there's not really a lot of cold air. Even when we hit 30 degrees next Thursday, that's about average. So no cold snap. Keep an eye on Monday, Tuesday. That is a wet system, but we're going to stay on the warm side. We could see 50 once again with falling temperatures Tuesday. And like I said, the next chance of accumulating snow, you're looking for that probably not till next week. And even then, we're still sitting at 35, 36 degrees. So overall, not too bad for this time of year going into the new year.
And coming up in sports, Peter Brenner asks his team to remember 4 words when they're on the ice. How his Spartans are using the program's pillars off of it, too. Our Coach of the Week is next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's the Hy-Vee Pizza and Pop Sale this Friday through Sunday. Brew Pub Pizza, just $4.99. Select DiGiorno Pizza, just $4.99. And 2 liters of Pepsi products, only 99 cents. Only at Hy-Vee.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Waunakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year!
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, Our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Hi, I'm Gary Canulti, inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join me May 2nd through the 12th as we tour Scotland and Northern Ireland. This trip is rich with history, exploring places like the Edinburgh Castle and the Titanic Belfast Museum. We'll also enjoy the gorgeous scenery and friendly people of these two unique countries. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, for more information and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, for more information.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
Don't miss the Smith Brothers Factory Authorized New Year's Sale on now at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Select from many styles on our showroom floor or custom order the Amish crafted furniture that's right for you.
Happy New Year! Don't miss the Hy-Vee Pizza and Pop Sale this Friday through Sunday. Get a large, single-topping Mia Italian Take and Bake Pizza, just $5.99. And 6 packs of Coke products, only $1.99. Only at Hy-Vee.
This year was packed with big news, and we covered it on air and online.
Tomorrow, we're counting page views to find Channel 3000's top stories of 2022.
A cold front does arrive tonight. That'll drop our temperatures. We'll see where we end up tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
In Peter Brenner's first year leading Memorial Hockey, there was no season. COVID canceled it, so he and his Spartans have kind of had to play catch-up. But what they've lacked in ice time together, Brenner's made up with his culture and the program's 4 pillars.
First five.
Peter Brenner couldn't be in a better situation.
One of those dream jobs. I graduated from Memorial, so it has a lot of meaning to me to be running this program.
And the former Spartan has got this group of current Spartans bought in.
Going into junior year with a brand new coach, brand new set of, how we run things, and it's been, a learning curve for sure, but I think we've been building on this year, and I think it's been working.
Because Brenner is a no-nonsense guy.
They understand that I'm going to get on them a bit if I don't see what I want to see out of them.
That builds his culture through 4 program pillars.
He expects a lot out of us, but I wouldn't want anything less.
Passion.
Rip it across.
Purpose, joy, and relentless.
That's what he really drills into us, is those 4. So, that's what he expects out of us all the time.
But Brenner wants his team to take those words off the ice.
It's not easy out there. It takes a lot of hard work to be successful. You have to have goals so that when you are faced with challenging decisions, those goals kind of guide you down that pathway.
When they're already successfully skating down.
Not everything's all about hockey all the time, so he's thinking about future and how those words can benefit us throughout after hockey. Realistically, you say work hard, you say passion, you say play with joy. Like, you're not talking about hockey in general. You can talk about life. You can use those in any aspect of your life.
Thanks to Peter Brenner.
New group.
And his 4 program pillars. And don't forget to nominate your coach to be the next Coach of the Week. Just head to the sports page on our website and fill out the nomination form, or you can just shoot me an email describing how your coach goes above and beyond for his or her athletes.
Well, let's go back to Greg. One final check of the forecast.
Warm?
Yeah,
mild. It's going to be mild, so enjoy it. Cooler tomorrow, but, 40s do return the next week, and New Year's actually looks a little okay, so enjoy the weather.
All right, Greg, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Have a great evening, and we'll be back here tonight at 10.